I've been working in the woods for the last 3 years. It's my Stihl MS261C with an 18-inch bar. Let's restart it. It's pretty loud. It's well loud. An axe for hewing out. Ever since I started skating, I've been obsessed with. I was really unhealthily obsessed with the early 80s. That was my favourite era in skating. So I just collected a shit ton of old magazines. This book's incredible, mainly for this reason. This is really good, this book. There's one really funny, double-handed, front side airs. Sean Goff. Look at that photo, it's amazing. Why don't Scooter kids like that now? One of my favourite artists, Joe Coleman. His work's pretty good. It's just really intense. His work's crazy. I like it quite a lot. Woo! 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 Looks like Ken Dodge. This, Skate Mutis from the Third Dimension badge. This is my birth issue. This is March 1990 issue. I found this in, it was in some studio thing in Los Angeles. And I asked the guy, I was like, no, that's the year I was born. Can I have it? He's like, yeah, sure, just take it. And it's in perfect condition. So I'm in the latest issue. There you go. That's me, baby. Everything about skateboarding was a lot better then. It just, maybe I'm romanticising on it because I wasn't alive. Oh, it's so rad. It's almost like the essence of skateboarding is just going off drops when you're a kid, isn't it? I don't know, it's like the innocence almost of it, and like it's just so, everything about it, the design of every advert, like, oh, it's incredible, it's amazing.
Well, tricks were much harder back then because the boards were so
shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah, those boards like Devo. But everything about it, I guess, it was just all of it's incredible, and it all looked proper as well.
Well,
like,
they smelt nice as well. The stickers had a nice scent to them.
Pictures of airs and stuff then, and they were really done properly. And you can study every photo, like look at his knee pads and his gull-wing trucks. Do you know what I mean? You can see the rails and like all the rip grip and stuff, and it just, all of it looks so good. And you see it now and it'll be a kid doing that and it'll just be some kid in like a beanie with like a blue shirt. And it's just not as, it's like the individuality isn't really there anymore. And even stuff like now you couldn't get a photo of a frontside Smith grinder and a mini ramp because it'd be shit or whatever. But it's just rad, everything about it. Like, I think people rate it on tricks too much and hardness and stuff, where skating's just, I don't know, it's good. It's, people, I don't think a lot of people have the right idea about it anymore. Pretty good, pretty influential issue. Neil Blender was my favourite growing up. And when I started at college, I guess the first time I used the internet was when I was 17. And I used to go on eBay and I'd just try and find issues with Neil Blender in them because I just loved him, even if it's just one photo. But then there was a lot of, there were some guys who skated around here, and luckily I donated a lot of mags off them, and then people, people would give me some or I'd buy them, or looking at Mark Archimedes' picture with a storyboard. It is rad. But yeah, everything about it. Look at John Lucero photo. Seems like skateboarders were a lot nerdy and weirder then as well, and that's quite cool. That's really sick. He's one of my favourites as well, Lucero. And then here's some stuff I cut out of old mags that I like. If I had magazines and they were crap, I'd just cut the photos out I'd like that Blender one. Yeah, it becomes a burden actually when you have so much stuff. Because like I said earlier, I don't live here all the time. I come back and forth and I sort of travel around quite a bit. So look at Lee Ralph at Hastings. Yeah, I've done a lot of skateboard graphics and stuff. So I can get some of them out in a minute. This is one of my favourite. Get that cover in that Fez one. Look how good that is. That's the reason I learnt Warrow Crowls, because of that picture. I really like it. I find that's interesting. What skateboarders are doing now, I always find that's quite interesting. Like the guy from Capital Punishment owns a golf course. That's pretty rubbish. Yeah, I like hardcore. I grew up with hardcore. One of my favourite bands. They're one of my favourites. Disaster. Homo Picnic. Society Gone Mad. Yeah, same time I got into skating, I got into hardcore as well. And I remember because my dad was dying of cancer. It was when I was about 14 or so. I didn't really have any friends at school. I was quite an outcast, I guess. So I got super. I can't even remember how I discovered hardcore. I think someone had a Kerrang magazine or something rubbish like that, and it had a CD with it, and they put it in for a joke. But it was a load of old hardcore songs. I remember the first ones I heard were Screaming at a Wall, Minor Threat, and then Nervous Breakdown by Black Flag. Or it might have been Jealous again. And I remember hearing it as a 14-year-old, and I couldn't believe there was that much energy in music. And as I was getting into skating as well, and it all seemed to sort of fit hand in hand, and I become quite obsessed with things. So then it was just, since I was 14 to now, it's just trying to track stuff down all the time. It's like the same with skating. It's like, you know, always trying to track down like old skate videos, and you find them, and you realise the next thing, and then you find something else out, and then it gets to the point where you're trying to track someone down with like a Jason Catalumi Pro board or something. Do you know what I mean? Something like that. It's just, that was Todd Congeleri's band. You remember that guy, that vert skater? That Symbol 6 record's quite good. This record's really good. This band is incredible. I really like them a lot.
Do you have a record player?
I'll give it to my old girlfriend. When I moved out, I lived with her, and then I let her just keep the record player.
You don't have a girlfriend anymore?
No, we split up, sadly. We're still good friends though. She's really rad. I'm still very much in love with her, and I feel pretty sad about not being with her.
Why did you split up?
I don't know. It's just me really. I just probably didn't treat her very well. Sort of, I was drinking a lot as well. I sort of go through stages of drinking quite compulsively, and I think I just wore her out, and, you know. But I'm in love with her, and I miss her a lot. But I still see her a lot, so.
You're not into the booze anymore then?
No, I haven't drunk for a while. I haven't drunk for, I don't know, 3-4 months or something. But I was straight edge when I was growing up. I didn't drink until I was 23. And then I just got into it pretty heavy. But I think it's really shit anyway. It's like, just going skating is more fun. Like, I don't know why you need to be drunk. Like, I think just going skating's like better. Like, skateboarding gives you that childlike innocence again, doesn't it? It gives you that excitement for things. And you think like, what's more fun? Just like everyone drinks and everyone's always drunk and acting like dickheads and stuff. So it's better when you're almost beating people because you're going skateboarding all the time and you're not involved in that sort of stuff. I play the banjo as well, so I like a lot of old Appalachian stuff, this sort of stuff. Yeah, Lee Sexton and Fred Cockingham and Roscoe Holcomb. I found a dead body in Scotland.
Where was it?
It was on the Orkney Islands. It was like a rib cage and a spine and a hand. And we had to call the police, so I snapped a finger off and threw the hand, but they retrieved the rib cage and spine. Like,
so were you not a suspect then?
No, because I asked the policeman about it, and he was like, "Oh, we get bodies wash up here all the time, because it's like the head of the North Sea, I guess." Yeah. So they were saying they just get stuff wash up there. He weren't even fazed by it. He was like, "Oh right, yeah, another one." But it was like sun bleached, so it wasn't like it was a fresh dead body. Bit of a cranium. Would that be? Yeah, is that the cranium? The side?
Guys,
no, that was in the catacombs. I just put it in my sock because I just wanted it. Like, just a chicken's head from Peckham. He was an American restaurant franchise character, but he was based on a kid who was just this fat kid who used to go in the restaurant when it very first opened, and he used to sweep up for burgers. So I studied illustration in Camberwell, and I thought it was rubbish. It was terrible because art school's really pretentious and shit.
Didn't you fit in?
No, I just think it was just full of loads of middle class kids that were. So I don't know. It was more about an image than making work. But there, but loads of good work come out of there as well. So it was all right. It weren't too. I don't know. It was all right. But I skated London. I went to London. I skated all the time. But yeah, like I said, I was studying illustration. And I'd done a heroin graphic, which was this one. and it was a FOSS board. But I hate using computers and stuff, so I always do everything by hand and do colour separations by hand. I'll get a few of these down because I've done a fair few boards. So that's that board. And I was really pleased with it actually. For a first graphic, I was really stoked. But I remember he got pretty frustrated because I had to keep redrawing stuff. And like I was saying, I don't ever use a computer. I just do everything by hand.
So does he do it on computer?
Yeah, he coloured it. But then when I do stuff by hand, I do all the colour separations.
Yeah.
So I've done, there's a good example of these actually. So I did it all the same way you do screen prints. So every bit of pink I done, you know, as one level, as one layer. So I done, they were done by hand. They were just done colour separations. And I had like 10 sheets of paper and I scanned it all in and just put it that way, but then I had to rub loads out and stuff. I'm not very good at it. I just can't be bothered with using a computer. But then it's nice when you get mistakes on there and stuff, and like, because I don't even know what colour, I don't even know how it's going to work. Made a lot of zines and it was always like the easiest way to get your work out there and stuff. So yeah, I just made a bunch of zines, some of my drawings.
Do they have a name, your zines?
An anthology of bad verses. No, not really. Me and my friend used to do one called Roadkill, and we used to screen print shirts and stuff as well. So we'd done that, and then it just led on to that, I guess. So yeah, I always draw. I draw a lot. So yeah, I always the fuck out of here. Yeah, I always draw. So I thought the most logic thing to do is make zines. So, like I say, I've always made them. I've made them as long as I can remember. So, but I used to go to zine fairs and sell them and swap them and that. But I don't really bother now. I just make them, and then I guess a lot of kids know my drawings in skateboarding, so that's probably the main market. It'd be good if loads of millionaires bought them, and you know, I grew up, you know, I blew up massive.
Well,
and
you
I
need
could
to
buy.
get Brad and Angelina to get into them.
Who?
Brad and that's what happened to Banksy, wasn't it?
Was it? Yeah, they got
Brad,
fucking.
Brad Pitt and Angelina bought one of his paintings, and then that's how he came.
Yeah, Brad Pitt. Look at this. Come on, over here.
He's got a bowl in his back garden, hasn't he?
Has he?
Did you not see it? He built it for his kids.
No, I don't even know. Fuck.
Well, you need to ask him if you can go and skate it.
And then get in it. Oh, Brad, do you want to buy a zine while you're at it? Yeah, that's just call it $75. So then, and then because I travel a lot as well, so traveller. No, I'm not. Out.
Is that your latest one, is it?
No, these are. I'm pretty pleased with these actually. So go on the Etsy shop and buy them. But it's this is from a trip from a few years ago, and the photo. I really like the look of the quality of the photos photocopied. They look really nice. Like I said, because I just don't know how to use a computer. It bums me out. So I just write it all, and then I'll type it all on the computer, and then I might have to spell check it with someone, and then I print it all out, and then I cut it out with a scalpel and paste it.
So you're dyslexic as well, are you?
Yeah, my spelling's pretty terrible, but everything else is all right, mate. That was in the middle of Wyoming, in the middle of nowhere.
And you just found him?
Yeah, and I nearly had a heart attack.
So what have you written here then? Is this telling the story, or was it just?
Yeah, it's like a diary. I always keep journals and diaries where I go, so it's just that.
You're a big fan of Americana, aren't you?
Yeah, it's quite fascinating. It's quite, look at that, snowstorm in Denver. Well, not even Denver, just Colorado. I can't remember exactly what part. But yeah, the photos come out really nice. This one. I think it's this one.
Do you have skate stuff in these as well, or was it just?
I sometimes talk about stuff we skated.
But you don't.
It looks like it's from the Wild
photos.
West, doesn't it?
So what do you shoot these on?
Just a digital. I don't know where my camera is actually. Just a digital camera. Just a little point and just a digital. I don't know. I don't even know anything about cameras really.
You're not into film or?
Nah, no. Sometimes I have like point and shoot film cameras,
Yeah.
but just a digital camera, yeah. But they just look really nice photocopied. They look wonderful. They look really beautiful. That was in Salvation Mountain, you know, in the in the bottom of California.
Yeah, I'd like to go there.
I've been there about 3 times actually. I've camped there
It's
a
a
few
bit like
times.
this room, really, isn't it?
Yeah, fucking
Same
chaotic.
thing.
That always seems to sum up America quite well.
What does it say?
This facility contains chemicals known to the state of California to cause cancer, birth defects, or other reproductive harm. Basically, it shows how cheap life is in America, doesn't it? It's quite. I'm quite fascinated by America, and I've read a lot of American history as well.
It's only good there if you've got money.
Yeah, that's what's fascinating about it. Is life is really cheap there, isn't it? And it always feels like anything can happen. You know, I've seen some crazy stuff in America. I was on a bus coming back from Arizona to downtown Los Angeles, and this guy got on the bus and he had all these face tattoos and stuff, and he was sitting on the bus and he started tapping his foot like that. Well, at first he didn't have any money to get on the bus, and he was like, "Yo, come on, you got to let me on the bus, come on, man." And the woman's like, "Okay," and he's like, "I'm going to Hollywood," and she was like, "Oh, I can't really, but okay," and he sat down. Or no, he wanted to get on the bus, and then I don't know why I intervened. I was like, yeah, just let him on the bus. He hasn't got any money, because I was sitting there, and the driver was in that seat there, but I was in a row of chairs across like that. And then she was like, okay, and he walks on, and he sort of like winked at me, and he sat down, and he started singing, and she started looking in the mirror, and she was like, come on, man, chill out. And he was getting more obnoxious, and he started like tapping his foot, and then everyone was feeling pretty uneasy on the bus. You could tell it was like, yeah, this guy's clearly like, you know, sort of fucking screw loose or something. And he started singing, and he just started fucking like thumping the bus and like kicking his foot really hard. And then she was like, come on, get off the bus now, get off. And she pulled over. And I think he was like, no, come on, it's cool, I'm sorry. And then she was like, okay, one more, seriously, and you're off. And then we started driving again, and he started like kicking the back of the seat. And she just stopped the bus. She's like, right, off now. And he was like, yo, fuck you. You know, it's like, it's your reason I've been in fucking prison and all this shit. And he got off the bus, and then he run back on the bus with a gun, and he was just fucking pointing his gun everywhere. And he's like, fuck you all. And the woman was just like, she screamed. She was like, ah, and he run off the bus and around. And he put the gun through the window to like the woman's face. And everyone was like sitting there, and I was sitting there. I was like, whoa. It's quite intense, but it was almost exciting, because it was like, whoa, like fucking hell. And the woman, like, she basically just like panicked and passed out. And I guess as she's passed out, she's put her foot down on the acceleration. And we just started driving into oncoming traffic, diagonal across the road. And someone ran down the bus and grabbed her and slammed the brakes or whatever. And by this point, everyone was on their phones, like, to the police. And the police just, out of nowhere, it was like a film. The police just skidded around the bus, and the police just had guns. The bus was surrounded by police with guns, and everyone got off. Everyone got let off, and they were all radioing and stuff, and you got like a bus transfer. And I remember it was fucked, because I was quite like, whoa, like that's nuts, like as if that just happened. And then I got on another bus, and I sat at the back, and there was this guy, and he was all like fucking all zoinked out, and he was like screaming and shouting and stuff, and no one was taking any notice. And then there was a couple sitting next to me, and they were like, I guess they were just addicted to whatever, and they were both like fucked, and they were like counting prescription pills out. And I was just looking around like, whoa, what the fuck, like what, this fucking country's nuts. I just got to show some old boards in the garage. Do you want to come? This is my mum. Get her in the footage. Wait, my pro board. All the kids watching, buy one.
So you keep them all, do you?
No, not all the time I don't. Sometimes if they're not that fucked, I'll give them to someone or something. I always like this board a lot. I remember this was when I very first got put on heroin, this board. It wasn't even a heroin board, it was like a Carhartt board. Yeah, so. And it's funny when you look back, because you look at what you was really stoked on, like Elvis Presley. It's quite funny. And the Bronx Tale, that Robert De Niro film. Again, I made a stencil out Loads Band, because I think I like them a lot. See, this one's got Woody Guthrie and Bill Monroe written on it. Oh, this was like a brand new board. I cracked it in probably an air disaster or something, which that's quite frustrating. That happens quite regular. some of the old Tommy Cooper board. Love and Skate one. That's quite good.
So were you pro for them? Were you?
No, just. I don't think they have any pros, Love and Skate. I just got boards off them. Stu was really rad. He really helped me out a lot, and I'm really grateful for everything they've done for me. It's really good. Buzz Martin, who's an old country singer, but he was a logger from Oregon, so all the songs are about logging and working in the woods. So it's just the worst herring graphic of all time. Oh, I didn't like that board much. I thought it was really not very. I didn't really like the graphic. Yep. Hank Williams is one of my heroes.
Interesting shape, that one.
Yeah, I cut that with a saw. And I rolled in the old vert ramp at PlayStation, my front foot come off. Like, as I rolled in, and I didn't eat shit, and I don't know how. I'm surprised I didn't die doing it. Jake, my friend Jake gave me this board, and it's an old Lance Mountain board. And I wish I'd sort of kept it instead of just skated it. That drawing's really good there. That drawing's rad. This is this board. This was a 0 board, but the shape of this was really good. I really like. I'll leave that one out.
You can copy that shape.
Yeah, I want it. Yeah, it would be good. Again, that graphic, piss drinker.
So all your grip tape is similar.
Yeah, that's another thing I've always done since I remember. Just cut grip up. I've just always cut it up and put it on. I like that board quite a lot. She's got him on it.
Bit of clear grip.
Yeah, it's clear grips rad. This was a good graphic. This was really cool, this board. Again, it's sort of a new board that probably got snapped quite quick. But look at the tails, like fucking brand new on it. I remember this one. Drugs are shit.
Have you ever taken drugs?
Probably. Yeah, I have done. I always felt like because I had never done drugs, and then I just thought, oh, I might as well just do something and see what it's like. So I done a load of drugs, and I just thought they were just really crap. Like everyone else was all like zoinked out and stuff, and I remember sitting there and like thinking like, well, these aren't even that good. These are fucking rubbish. I think I've got a lot of energy, so I don't really think I need drugs. As cliche or silly as it sounds, I think they're crap. They're really rubbish.
What drugs did you take?
I done loads of coke. I don't know actually. I've done loads of coke and pills and things like that. But I do. I do. I think they're rubbish. I think they're shit. Drugs are really crappy. Well, I don't know.
Oh, there's more boards.
Oh, there's fucking loads.
Bloody hell.
Bloody hell. Oh, that's enough. When I very first got on heroin, when I started riding for heroin first, because they didn't have boards big enough, they weren't making 9-inch boards yet, or not regular. I just skated Giroche death boards. So when I was on heroin, I just had Giroche boards. And I'd like to get a Giroche board to keep, actually, because I really like the graphic and I really like the boards. But quite a powerful board.
You were on Stellar Supply as well?
Yeah, I think so. I don't even know if it's still going anymore. So, but I skate boards to the bitter end.
Get your money.
I'll probably still be skating that, seriously, because it reminds me of when you're a kid. It reminds me of when you're a kid and you fuck your board up, and your mum might not able to get you one. Your mum might not able to afford one, or if none of the older kids are selling them. Because I used to just buy second-hand boards all the time off all the older kids. I used to go to the skate shop and buy them out of the second-hand bin for like a tenner or whatever. I'd make them last for like to the bitter end. And although now I'm like professional and I'm, sponsored and professional, I still, get boards. I still skate them until they're out like that. I just love it's good, and it just reminds me when you're a kid and you're out all day and you just don't give a fuck about. You just love, you don't. Oh, I ain't got a nose anymore. But like even look at it now, I sort of want to set it up because it's like a square nose.
So you only get a new board when you crack it then?
Yeah, I won't just set boards up for the sake of it. I skate them to the bitter end. But I go through boards because of the stuff I skate, I guess. Like, I love skating flat walls, like doing wall ride tricks and stuff. So obviously, you can fucking tell I've probably rode into a wall going too fast or something. And then I do lots of air disasters and things. So that looks nice. Oh, that board was really cool. That Deerman board. It's got Tony Hawk's signature on it.
Oh, you interviewed him, didn't you?
Yeah, but Tony Hawk didn't do it. My friend did it.
It's a fake Tony Hawk's
Yeah.
signature.
Yeah. Oh, that board. That was. Oh, this is a really good graphic. I think that's really nice. But that board, it was like a 9.5 inch shaped board, but just with a different graphic printed on it because I didn't want a blank board. And I think that's really nice. It looks really good. Or if a kid needs a board, and you know, I know because I've obviously got a few, I can just give one to him or something. Because I remember when I was young and you get stuff given, and it's nice to give stuff back. Roscoe Holcomb, he was the reason I started playing the banjo. Horrible. Yeah. Nah, it's alright.